The home of the common Joe and the common Sally in the know, even more so than all those media talking heads. Before we get this show started, I would like to say we have a new sponsor today. That is Turbo Man. That's right. Turbo Man represents the fact that I'm going to turbo put my foot up your ass, Lincoln. If you don't, shut the hell up, man. Just move on, man. And one more thing before I let y'all go. If you look up underneath this video, you'll see a like, share, comment, and download option. Right next to that download option is that heart option that I tell y'all about all the time. It's a thanks button. You can drop a few dollars in the coffers. And that way, we don't have to depend on YouTube as much. Now, let's get to the show and get to some grilling. Lincoln Riley, would you please shut the hell up, man? Please shut your freaking mouth, man. You just can't stop, man. It's like that person that was always playing the victim card. In reality, they're the one that's victimizing people. That's what you are, Lincoln. You're a victimizer that deflects. And I'm tired of hearing the bullshit, man. I was going to do a video today on BYU or South Carolina or LSU and give y'all a little variety. But I couldn't do it because I made a promise that every time Lincoln opens his stupid mouth and tries to explain this away instead of owning the shit like he should, I'm going to come here and grill his ass. These backhanded half-ass apologies are not fooling anybody. And he jumps on there with Dennis Dodd of CBS, and then they're holding hands and popping umbrellas like Mary Poppins and shit. And they just need to shut the hell up, man. All you gotta do is let this shit go, man. And I'll let it go. It's like every time I do one of these videos, you come back out with something different and with some other platform. It's almost like you're watching me or something, man. Are you, as little old Schmo Joe here, have I ruffled your feathers a little bit? Have I made you lose your noodle? Because if I did, well, no, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not going to say that because I'm not sorry. But Lincoln, you going to say with Dennis Dodd, who, by the way, has probably lost a lot of credibility over the years with his little biased liberal antics. Old frog face, lily pad, constipated ass Dennis Dodd's got you on there and you're like, oh, I couldn't win because I couldn't get the right recruits. I couldn't get the best players. Oh, really? Really? So you're telling me that all those players that went to the NFL and have had pretty good, successful careers, and there's been a lot of them from Oklahoma during your heyday, during your coaching team, which you should be proud of. Obviously you're not because you say you couldn't win with them. But you're telling me that all these NFL executives and scouts and whatnot that have been doing this stuff for years went out and drafted these players knowing they couldn't win with them. Really? You made yourself look rather stupid this time. I mean, I didn't think you could sink to a new level of stupidity, but you sunk to the lowest level of stupidity of all time there, Tebow. Linky boy. Got a few notes here. I wanted to give a big thanks to Heath Stokes and Bart Weisenhunt. They're the guys that called attention to this for me. They sent me a little link. Once again, the Common Joes and Sally's in the know, putting me in the know, keeping me up to speed here with the articles on Lincoln Riley and Dennis Dodd basically running his mouth again. Also, you had 2 Heisman Trophy winners. 2. And you couldn't win a national championship with either one of them. And people are going to, and you're going to be like, well, you can't win national championships with Heisman. So it's like a curse or something. That curse, that Heisman curse, has been long extinguished. Case in point, the University of Alabama has had 4 Heisman Trophy winners. Until this past year, they were 3 for 3. They were 100%. When they won the Heisman Trophy, they won the national championship. Why couldn't you do that? You try to blame all these players. You try to blame your recruiting base at Oklahoma when all these players went on to have really successful careers, that or they won the Heisman Trophy. So what's that say? That tells me that there's a constant there. And it's not the players, Lincoln. There's a constant that's always there. That was always there in those 5 years. Because, you know, every year you got a different team in college football. Every year you have players graduate. So you got a different team every year. But there's one constant. And you know what that constant is? It's you, Lincoln. It's you, man. You the one that was there for every single season when all those players graduated. You were the one that was always there. So whose fault was it that Oklahoma couldn't win a national championship with all those players that were well thought of in order for them to be drafted by the NFL, the highest level of football? The one constant was you, Lincoln. You need to start owning some of this shit. And then you're gonna be on there with Dennis Dodd, like that gives you some validity. Like I said, Dennis Dodd's lost a lot of his oomph over the years. He's gonna get on there. Dennis Dodd gonna be like, "Oh, you can't blame him for falling in love with the West Coast." Dennis Dodd, you're a jackass, brother, and you have stooped to a new level of jackassity, just like Lincoln with the stupidity. Because the West Coast, and y'all keep throwing that out there like it's a big deal, location and whatnot. Sure, everybody likes to go to the beach and hang out and do things, but that West Coast ain't what it used to be. Maybe 20 years ago, but the last 10 years or so, a lot of them beaches are pretty trashy, crime-ridden. You got smog everywhere, and not to mention that you got people shitting in the streets. I mean, just go look at the city of San Francisco. They got a huge problem with homeless people by choice, most of them, homeless by choice, shitting in the streets, literally. So let's get off the whole, he fell in love with the West Coast, because that's not what it was at all. He got a little whiff and a little whim of they were joining the SEC, and he had adamantly said that he was not in favor of joining the SEC, and then they joined the SEC anyway. Now, that might not have been the reason he left, but it sure is suspicious that he left right after they joined the SEC. So you can take your verdicts and make whatever verdict you want out of that. But I just want you to shut up about Oklahoma. That's all you got to do, man. If you'll just shut up about Oklahoma, all this will go away, man. But you keep making these little interviews to try to deflect and defend yourself because you're getting a lot of blowback that you didn't expect. And like I said, bottom line, the whole time in your tenure at Oklahoma, the whole 5 years, there was one constant, and that was you. All those players would graduate, you'd have different teams. You were the constant. You were the one that was mostly to blame for Oklahoma's lack of national championships. And that's all I got to say about that. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And as always, KMCA to all the other teams.